All right, everyone, welcome back. This is What We Are Watching. These are TV shows that you can get on streaming, and this is what we're doing this week. So, to kick things off, we've got Black Mirror that just came back. It's been a while, and this first episode is really depressing. It's also ironic based on the episode itself and the fact that it's on a streaming platform because it does criticize that aspect of our society. But it's really dark and it's a heavy watch. I have to get in the zone to watch these now because they just they drain you of so much hope when you see this and you go, yeah, that could happen because basically already did. So Black Mirror, I recommend it, but also be prepared. You need to go in knowing that you're gonna a chunk is gonna be taken out of you. Okay, Yellow Jackets finale that just wrapped up. So if you haven't caught up yet, get on that. This season probably the best season so far, outside of I think the first episode of season one. So outside of that episode in particular, this is the best season. It has the best episodes. It has the best moments. So definitely get caught up on that. Check that out. The more people watch it, the more we get a final season, which will wrap it up. This show has been struggling to maintain its allure, and so it's not for everyone. And I think the majority of people who were hyped about it initially have tampered down their expectations on what to expect with this show. It's it is subverting our expectations, not in a negative way necessarily. It I happen to think it would be a more enjoyable show to go in a different direction, but I'm not creating it, so I'm just along for the ride. I still recommend it. I still recommend checking it out. It has some really good moments, and all the actresses in it are fantastic. So even the young kids, as well as the adult versions of themselves, like both of them, are fantastic separately, and then they've found a way to mirror each other in certain ways that really make you believe these are the same people, 20 years removed. And last but not least, The Last of Us. This show, mega hype for it. Obviously, it's considered one of the best video game adaptations. I know there's criticism of it right now. I did not play the games. Okay? I am coming at this strictly from a viewer of television, and in particular, a zombie expert. Okay? I'm coming at this from that background. And so when I'm seeing stuff that I enjoy, I'll point it out. And when I don't enjoy it, I'll also point that out as I did in season one. However, I don't know how close it is to the games. I have to rely on some other people who work here at Flick Fixers, as well as some of the comments I see online. So, a few of the criticisms out of the way. People aren't happy with the casting. Heck, they're not even happy with the casting of Joel anymore. And I think some of them never were happy with it. As far as the casting goes, I understand. There are times where I'm watching a show where I know the background to it. I am fully immersed in it, and I see a casting opportunity that is completely messed up, and it they missed their mark. They missed an opportunity to really nail the casting. In this show, it does seem like some of the casting choices were probably more geared towards a particular scene or a particular tone that the actor took with the character during the casting that got them the part. Whereas the looks did not factor in as much as some of us would want to. Not saying that the people that maybe should have been cast due to the looks wouldn't be good, but that is what it is. So that out of the way, the cast out of the way, the first episode is fantastic. It's got a bunch of good moments for a zombie movie or show, and it's also got a touch of like Western or rebuilding society type stuff that I know a lot of Doomsday guys like, a lot of people that like movies or shows where it is an apocalypse and we start to see how people not only survive but thrive. That's got this element to it as well. It's got some moments that are a bit silly, and I think that's deliberate. This is, after all, a 19-year-old, I think she's 19, a 19-year-old girl that has now kind of grown up in this environment, and we're seeing how a teenager in that situation might rebel, how they would interact with their environment in a way that they're trying to grab some autonomy back from kind of just being told what to do, especially when it came to life and death. And when they were younger, they definitely lashed out in that way, and it sometimes got them into trouble, and they had to get bailed out, and now they're trying to reclaim some of that. All along, they're also dealing with a perceived injustice that they don't have the full story of, but they think they're being lied to or they're not getting the whole truth. And so there's pushback there, but they don't know how to confront this. That results in some silliness, okay? And while for me, I found it enjoyable, there are moments where they have main character syndrome, in that because they're the main character, other background characters seem to respect that and allow the antics to go on, despite no one else getting that leeway, I guess is how I'll phrase it. And so there is that moment. I think they should have had something else there. They should have had a barrier that was more restrictive for them to overcome, and overcome it in a way that would have perceived lasting consequences. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this right, but essentially, the character can't just flaunt the fact that they can do whatever they want and get away with it in a town that is very restrictive on how you behave in the community, because they want to keep everyone safe. And so if you're jeopardizing that safety, there's going to be consequences for you socially, as well as restricting your freedom to leave the community, or even like leave your home, or go to certain events, that kind of stuff. I would have liked to see that be at play more. I think that's a missed opportunity, because it does have this main character problem, and I know it's based on a video game where you are the main character, and so that's where this kind of comes from. And so on the one hand, they're doing the game justice, I guess, by allowing the exact same scenes to play out maybe in the same way. Like I said, I haven't played the game, so I don't know what happens in these moments exactly. But in the game, I guess because you're playing the character, you don't see this as a problem as much, because it's you, and you feel like you are the best. You're entitled to do whatever you want. But in the show, what we're watching is just some other person in the town get away with some antics that should be problematic for people. So that's my take on it. I really liked the scenes that do have the zombies or clickers, or whatever you want to call them, the infected. So yeah, that's there's some good elements there. The set design and the look of the infected creatures is fantastic. Okay, it might be one of the best looking zombie-esque shows or movies I've seen, maybe ever. Like, it's great. The close up you get on these clickers or zombies, it blows my mind. Like it's insane what they're able to accomplish with like prosthetics and CGI and like kind of combining them. It looks fantastic. There were times in season 1 where I wasn't as hyped on the look. This looks amazing. I wish, honestly, it kind of steals the show, and I know it also steals it in the way that it's a zombie show and you want more of the zombies on screen to fight and do that kind of stuff with. And I see that, but at the same time, like the look of it made me like double take. So that's what I want to say. I want to praise that. I think if there's an award for the visual look of a sci-fi or fantasy television show, they should win. That's my bottom line there. I can't wait for season 2 or episode 2. I know it just dropped. I haven't caught up to it. So episode 1 is great. I highly recommend it. It really kicks things off on a strong foot. And yeah, we'll see where we go from here.